Happy Monday, everyone. My name is Greg Dixon, part of Total Traffic and Conversion. Are you facing senior living choices at this point? As we get older, I think if it's almost inevitable. You're going to have to make choices for yourself and maybe for your family members about where to live. Maybe you're aging and you can no longer stay in your home, or you have maybe some medical issues. You might have to look at an alternative place, or you simply want to relocate and do something else. And there are just a lot of options available, and there are a lot of sometimes very expensive and extremely disappointing decisions that you can make, and some are hard to get out of here. Anyway, so Betty Withrow and I have been working with Margo Arrowsmith in North Carolina to create and launch her course called Your Perfect Retirement Living. And Margo has been working as a licensed clinical social worker in the business, and she also has a lot of experience with her own parents and to make their choices. And she wrote a book about how to keep your parents at home. So we put in quite a lot of resources, a lot of time into this online course, and we have a really special offer today. Normally $149 for access, and we're offering it for $27. Really, if you're needing at the point where you need some help making these decisions and making an evaluation, $27 can save you really a lot of heartache and hundreds of thousands of dollars in some cases. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to basically go through what the main elements are of this online course, and I'm going to show you behind the scenes what it is. So let's just pop in, make this full screen. So if you go to yourperfectretirementliving.com, this is the page you're going to come to. And one of the key parts that's in the course and key parts in this whole program here is a thing called your perfect day exercise. And I think that's where Margo's genius comes in, is if you go through the whole idea is to ask yourself a series of questions and have an honest discussion with yourself to clarify what it is you really want, and that you can use to have a conversation with your family members, and also what a really good basis for evaluating the options that are out there. And there are lots of options. So I'm just going to do a little overview of what the exercises are in your perfect day. First is where are you? Where are you at? How are you feeling? Are you happy with what you're okay, I misspoke myself. The context here is you imagine what your perfect day looks like. So it's maybe not what your day is today, but what is your perfect day somewhere down the future. So this is assuming that you've made a decision, you've found a place that you want to live, and you want to know what your day is doing. So where are you? So are you in the town, in your home? Okay, the first thing could be is are you in your home? And then it says, what are you doing? Do you have crafts that you want to do? Are you doing gardening, or do you not want to do any of those things? Maybe you're to the point where you're hiring out and getting people to come and do all of your gardening, maybe even doing the cooking and housekeeping. What are you doing? What hobbies do you have? And then the next question is, what does carefree mean to you? So carefree may be not having to worry about cutting the lawn. So that may be a perfect place for you is an assisted living facility, or some other place where that's not even part of it. There's the groundskeeper or whatever it is. They're looking after all that stuff for you. And what are you not doing? So that's important. So if you don't want to cut the lawn, so you're in a place where you don't need to cut the lawn, or you don't even need to arrange to cut the lawn. And then here's a really good question. So when it comes down to anything, whether you're doing your business or you're making decisions for your future, whatever it is why do you want those things? What are your whys? Why do you want, let's say if you want to be an artist and you want a place to paint, why do you want to do that? So why is that important? It's good for your soul. It keeps you lively and activated. Why do you want to do these? And then the last one here is, who is with you? So are you envisioning being alone somewhere where you're just happy to be hanging out in a spot reading or doing your art or whatever it is? Or do you want to be with family members? Do you want to be close to your family, your extended family, cousins, parents, children, uncles, aunts? Some people want to be close to their family, and some people want to be as far away from their family as possible. So who's with you? And so the whole exercise here it take you through, and I'm just going to jump in now. As you can see here, the special today is $27 for a one-time payment to get all of this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in and show you what you're going to get for your $27, which is actually just phenomenal. So here we go. Hopefully this works. So when you sign up for it, you get a username and password, and I'm already logged in, so it just jumps straight in here. The first thing is the home. Margo is introducing herself here. There's a little bit about what you're going to learn here, clarifying the life you truly want for yourself, how to work your family who may want to make decisions for you. I'm just going to say I have my own extended family here. One of our family members in his 90s had a fall, broke his arm, broke his leg, was in the hospital, went to rehab, and is now in a facility in California to recover. And the question is it possible for him to go back to his home? Does he want to? If he goes home, what are the considerations? Does he need care? And does one of us need to go and live with him? All these questions. We're going through all this stuff, and so what we're going to do in the whole program here is going to go through all these kinds of things. And here, this is a bonus. You can download Margo's book. You can keep your parents at home. It's an ebook, and you can get access to that. And so the next thing here is Margo's why. So this is here. She explains about her grandparents, because when she was young, she ended up helping out, living with her grandparents. I think there was an RV involved at some point. Parents and early assisted living facilities. So Margo herself has had a lot of experience. These are all videos, maybe 15 minutes long, that you can get a really good sense of why Margo is doing what she's doing, and then her experience here with the community's experience, retirement communities. That's one of the options. And here's the heart of this whole thing is your perfect day exercise. This is all this I had mentioned earlier. This is what is described. The first one is describe what your perfect day looks like. And you work through all those items. It's really is a valuable exercise to do, and it's one thing that everybody. I think it's not just senior living. I think it's living. We all probably should sit down and from time to time and say, well, what is it? Who do we want to be with? What do we want to be doing? All that kind of thing. And then here in the course modules, we have, I think maybe I clicked, let's see, one sec here. Okay, your perfect day exercise. There we go. This is the manual I was looking for. It says, what does your perfect day look like? There we go. Describe where you wake up. What does your day look like? And and then here, the next one is, okay, this is what I've done. You forget these things, And then here's a video on how carefree you want to be. The next one is who do you want to be with you? That's really important. Do you want to be near family? Do you want to be with your friends? Do you want to just be left alone? Those are all important considerations. Yeah, who do you want to be? Family members, doctors, and other professionals. How close? All those really important stuff. If you work through the videos, watch the video, do the exercise that Margo suggests, write it down, and you have a really good. You'll end up with a really good basis for clarification for what it is you truly want, and that can lead into the discussion. Because when you start looking at options, then 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 that will provide a basis, makes you um, better prepared. Um, so the first one here is stay where you are. Let's see here. So this is, I think, sometimes I think this is probably Margot's default position, and many ways the cheapest and most satisfying uh, option is often to stay in your own home. And but as as we age, and as our relatives age, it becomes harder and harder to do that. And then, but we know people who have care facility, people come in and help with all things like laundry, and maybe prepare a meal, do all odds and ends. We have a friend with cerebral palsy. She has groups of people come in multiple times a day to help with their toiletry and help her get things. So, this could be, and it's not necessarily easy. And you might have family members who trade off helping with all these things, but you can stay at home, and that's not just it's often the most satisfying, and also the most economical too, because some of the other facilities can be outrageously expensive, just incredibly expensive. And let's see here, we got the transcript that you can read here. So there's a lot here, and then so another option here that we're talking about is the 55 plus housing communities, and key points like why you'd want to stay there, what kind of questions. Part of this, a lot of this here are the questions you need to ask, because sometimes, when you go to, if you talk to a representative from a facility, they're going to tell you the best things about their facility, because they're really wanting you to commit to their facility and purchase. And sometimes they don't answer. There's some questions you should probably answer before you get your checkbook out, all sorts of things. So the whole basis of this program is knowledge is power. The more you know what you want, and the more you understand what the options are, the more you understand what kind of problems there could be, the better you are. You can make a better decision. And here we have, we've been doing broadcasts. We did every Monday for a long time. Sometimes with Margo, sometimes with Margo, myself, and sometimes with Betty. We've got a bunch more that we were to add over time, and this is just going to have an even bigger resource. But right now, there's just, if nothing else, if you just went through your perfect day exercise and went through that, you're going to get way more than $27 value to this course. This is really just a stunningly fabulous offer. And if you yourself are trying to sort out what it is you want to do as you grow older, I can't say that, as you become older and have different needs and different desires for what you want. So that this whole thing, what is your perfect day look like? What is your life look like in a year, or where do you need to be? Or you might be as we are right now. We have a family member who, because of a fall, is in the process of now in a rehab facility, and looking at whether that's a place for him to stay more long term, or we're trying to figure out whether it's worthwhile getting him back home. And right now it's a bit in the air whether he wants to go back home. He's kind of happy where he's at somewhat, and it's a lot of lot of choices, a lot of choices for him to make, and a lot of choices for the family to make, because that's a consideration. Where he lives, the closest uh, child, the closest daughter or son is 2 hours away. We've sometimes stayed there in order to help him, but that has a lot of implications to it too. So you may be going through all of this for yourself, or you're a loved one, or somebody who's going through it. All I can suggest here is they have them go to yourperfectretirementliving.com, go sign up. It's $27, probably the best $27 you could ever invest in your life, and really, really worthwhile. So that's all I'm going to say about this today. And thank you for checking